One of the major responsibilities of a parent is to protect their child, but to what extent does protecting them cross a line and send the wrong message? Today we're going to analyze a video that has been circulating on social media regarding a boy playing baseball and his dad who just so happens to be a coach for the team. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and let's get straight into it. So what we're going to do is watch this video once without any commentary and then I'll sort of break down what I'm seeing. Alright, let's take a look.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Get away from my kid! Get out of here! Get out of here! We're all good. No, he's bad. Hey, he's bad. You don't chase my kid. You are an adult. You are an adult. Don't chase my kid. You all right?
I'm all good. Stop fighting. I'll be fine if you guys stop fighting. You're good. All right? You're good. All right? Thank you. Sorry. You're all good. Look at me. I'm sorry. No, I understand. All right? You're good. You're good. Thank you.
So there's a lot packed into this 20-second clip, but we'll do our best to break it down. So obviously this is a Little League baseball game. We have a pitch coming in. Check swing. It's probably a strike anyways. Umpire calls it a strike. Kid gets upset, throws the bat, and then curses at the umpire, goes straight at him, lunges at him, tries to punch him. Probably does, to be honest. Then we have a coach from the opposing team that yells at the kid and then also directs him off the field or away from the immediate situation.
Get out of here! Get away from my kid!
And then you can hear the dad screaming, "Get away from my kid."
Get out of here!
And then the umpire just got hit in the face and is immediately trying to diffuse the situation between the two coaches, so shout out to the umpire. And then you can hear the dad say, "No, he's bad, he's bad." Interesting choice of words, especially in front of the kid.
You don't chase my kid. You
Directly addresses the other coach, screaming at him, telling him, "You don't chase my kid. You are an adult."
are an adult. You are an adult. Don't chase my kid. You all right?
Then goes to comfort the umpire.
All good. Stop fighting. I'll be
Make sure
fine
he's
if you guys
good.
stop fighting. You're good. All right? You're good.
The umpire is asking just to stop fighting, and then this coach is like, "What just happened?"
All right? Thank you. Sorry. You're all good. Look at me.
And then you can sort of, and I'm not sure this is off camera. I hear "I'm sorry." I'm not sure if this is the child coming back to the umpire after like the dad sort of directed him to apologize, but at least we got that maybe. But that's something I noticed actually after watching it a few times. Now, what I first want to address is the different perspectives and nuances that are present here, right? Firstly, the instinct of the dad to go into protector mode and jump to the protection of his child, I have empathy for, even though you could argue it is disproportionate to the situation. It appeared as though the other coach yelled at the kid and tried to guide him away from the field. I don't think that's unreasonable by any stretch, but I understand the father's response and where it comes from. I do. Secondly, nothing in this video is black and white because more times than not, life is not black and white, especially when we're looking at a clip that does not have the full context. Does the child have a diagnosis? Are they neurodivergent? Was the umpire making disrespectful comments, egging the child on? Again, I doubt it, but I also don't know. Now, this context obviously wouldn't justify the actions of the child by any stretch of the imagination, but it makes things more nuanced beyond, "Oh, this kid is a spoiled brat." A lesson to all, please do not fall into the trap of allowing your brain to create false narratives based off of a 60-second clip, or based off of any influencer's word with no evidence bared. This is why we hedge our statements or preface with caveats. That's the responsible thing to do when having commentary with videos as short as this. Thirdly, we must not excuse the child's behavior but understand the developmental stage in which this child appears to be. It is a fact that their prefrontal cortex is not fully developed. You can tell they're in Little League baseball after all. The time between the thought of hitting the umpire and the action itself is so small. This is what we call impulsivity. Now let's look at this holistically. On a normal developmental track, a child may feel upset about a call that the umpire makes, but there's a spectrum of responses. Some of these responses may include walking to the dugout without complaining, pouting, making a side comment to the umpire out of frustration, crying, even cursing. I want to be clear that children are allowed to make these mistakes, but in my opinion, this reaction falls on the severe side of the spectrum. Now this begs the question, sure, the child isn't fully developed mentally, but you don't see my child running up to the umpire and attempting to sucker punch them. What's different about this kid? And if I'm being honest, that's a super fair question, and we can have a million hypotheses, but to no use because we don't have the bigger picture. However, what gives some strength to certain hypotheses is the action of the father. You could make the argument that the other coach is in a role of supporting the children, managing the game, being a role model to some extent, and therefore can directly address the child to send the right message and try to correct the false impression that he had because he thinks punching the umpire is okay after all. And the first reaction the dad has is to confront the opposing coach. Now, we don't know what happens in that last 5 seconds of the clip, but we see no addressing of the child's wrongdoing, which leads me to assume, more likely than not, that this is a persistent modeling of lack of accountability and that impulse control isn't important. So much so that the child felt like it was in the cards for them to put their hands on an adult. Now, if you were to pull the coach to the side in order to have a conversation and say, hey, can I talk to you privately about what's happening? That's appropriate, as opposed to yelling in the presence of so many children, which, by the way, sucks because that happens all the time within Little League Baseball, minor league games. It's ridiculous. This diminishes the enjoyment of competition in childhood sports for the kids, which, by the way, is the whole point of Little League sports. It's irresponsible and feeds into the entitlement that this child suffers from, quite frankly. As I prefaced before, these takeaways can be inaccurate. It's a short clip, but the lesson is greater than the specific circumstances here. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Is there anything that you would like to add? Please leave it in the comment section below and I'll take a look for sure. Thank you all for watching and have a good one.